is our random person. Oh, straight. Reece. Yes. Reece Shearsmith, stand up for me, thank you. Would you throw that again for me? Get a lady up here too. Great, stand up for me there. What's your name?
Debbie.
Debbie and Reece, would you both come up? Let's give them both a big hand. Down you come. Thank you very much indeed. Oh, I'm going to put you over here, if that's all right. Just stand right there for me. Turn and face me. Thank you so much. Reece, Debbie, hello. Would you go and stand by the mic for me? I'm just going to talk to Debbie for a second. Please stand there. Don't run off or touch anything. Good. Debbie, face the front for me. I'd like you, please, you're going to think of the surname or the name of someone that you knew when you were young.
Okay.
All right, I will tell you this person's name. All right? Now, again, as for all of you, I have prearranged nothing with you. I haven't met any of you before, correct? Have you got somebody in your mind?
Yeah.
I will tell you this person's name. It is the surname I'm going to go for. Christian names are a little easy to stumble across sometimes. So it's the surname I'm after. If you know it's like Smith or Brown or something like that, please do change it for something not so immediately common. Equally, if it's a very long name, more than 6 or 7 letters, again, change it. Are you happy with what you've got? Mm-hmm. Okay, great. So you just say the surname to yourself over and over again, please. Just keep repeating that in your mind. Nothing out loud. Don't move your lips. Just keep saying it to yourself. Thank you. All right. Reece, I'm going to... is there a double meaning in it, the surname?
No.
Like a word within the word?
Oh, yeah.
Just focus on the image a little clearer, make it as bright and vivid. Genuinely, please do this for me, as you can. If you imagine the name itself is written in the air, we'll get you to write this down. This will help block it in your mind. It also means if we need to, we can prove what you were writing off, so people don't think you're just going to say yes to help me out, but obviously don't let me say this, so it does take the challenge out of it somewhat. So just the surname, please. Large, clear, block capital letters. Great. Done that?
Yeah.
Great. If you can fold up the bit of paper for me again, Debbie. All folded up?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, can I take the pen back off you? Just the pen, not the bit of paper, thank you. Just for the record, though, if you just hold the bit of paper, I won't look, but you cannot see through the paper. Cannot read any writing or see any letters through the paper, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, great, thank you very much. You can hang on to that, just put that in your pocket or hang on to it for me, that's great. All right, face the front for me. Stay right there, just keep thinking of the name. I'm going to ask you, Reece, you're going to draw something for me. Right. All right, put your hands by your sides for a second. Now, if ever you see a psychic attempt this, not this, obviously there's nothing psychic about that, that's just fingers. My fingers are bending. Everybody, 1, 2, 3. They're please. They are relying. Please, they are relying on you drawing something familiar or predictable.
Right.
So, Reece, your task here is to, try and catch me out a little bit. Draw something you don't think I could just guess.
Right.
All right. So please, don't draw a house. Don't draw a stick man. All right. Okay. Please don't draw a penis.
Right.
It's not that look in his eyes, but something that you can draw clearly and vividly. Don't go overboard on detail. Try and keep it relatively simple.
Right.
Got something?
Absolutely.
All right, great. I'm going to give you a pen and paper to do that for me. When you've drawn it, you draw it nice and big and clear. You hold it up against yourself like this so nobody can see. But you stare at the easel and you imagine that that picture that you've drawn is on there. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
All right, so do that for me now, nice and large and clear. Don't let anybody see. When you're done, hold it up against yourself. Okay. All right. Facing the front for me, 2 rules. The first rule is this, Debbie. You need to look at something that you can focus on comfortably. The lights might be a bit bright up there, but just pick something that you can focus on and just look at for me. All right, second rule is this. Let me just get that hair there. All right, second rule is this. You just think of the name. You just say the name to yourself over and over again. Or if I ask you to think of a letter in the name, you just think of that letter over and over again. All right, it means if you get nervous or flustered, you can just bring your mind back to that letter or back to the words. So let's start with a letter somewhere in the middle. If you can just think of a letter somewhere in the middle of this name for me. Have you got one? Okay, so just looking out there, you don't even need to say yes for me, just keep thinking of the name. Actually, I may not be able to do this with you. I may frustratingly need to send you back. Was that an N? It was?
Yeah.
Excellent, okay, well maybe this will work then. Can you think of another one, maybe at the end somewhere? Got one? Oh, you flick it, S?
Yeah.
Yes, okay, all right, I'm going to use you. Let's keep, can I put your hair behind your ears, is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm just going to bring your hair around like this. Okay, Reece, keep hold of that, make sure I don't see it. Just keep it up against yourself. I want you staring, please, at the card on the easel, imagining that picture's there. You're doing great, Reece, thank you. All right. I'm going to try and make you say the name out loud. You must not say it. You say nothing at all. Don't even say a word until I tell you what I think it is, and then you can say yes or no or freak out or whatever. But until that point, you say nothing, all right? And whatever you do, do not say the name, okay? So what is it? What is it? Okay, plosive sound at the beginning. You can see it. Plosive sound at the beginning, so that could be like a B or a P or something. Careful. A B at the beginning, I think. Please be careful, don't give anything away. All right, so we've got a B at the beginning. Just keep saying it to yourself over and over again. Nothing, don't move them. Barnes, B-A-R-N-E-S, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much indeed, Debbie. Thank you so much. Debbie, ladies and gentlemen, let's you go back. Well done, Debbie. Thank you so much. Indeed. All right, don't let me see the drawing. Put the whole thing in the envelope for me. The whole thing in the envelope. Just drop it in for me. Drop the whole thing in, please don't let me see it. If any of you see it, please don't say anything. I'd like you to head over to the mic for me. Thank you. All right. So, Reece, I lied to you. All right, I lied to you because I told you that by not drawing all of those things that we do tend to draw, like houses and stickmen, that it makes it more difficult. It doesn't. It makes it easier. Because it means that instead of drawing all those kind of things, you end up sort of going into yourself a little bit and drawing something that reflects a side of you, or your emotional state, or your response to being here, or any of those things, personal things. So the question is, what can we tell about Reece just by looking at him? You're obviously going to be clearly very confident as a performer, of course you are, so what you've drawn will tend to reflect a kind of a friendly, relaxed thing rather than a kind of aggressive or pointy thing. It's immediately the first thing I'd say. I think also whatever it is, you'll decorate it, you'll do something to it that will make it that little bit more, because this is what you're like. You're that little bit, it'll be something that, okay, I've got a face in front of it, I've got an idea. Friendly and soft. Just keep facing the front. Don't look. Keep facing out the front for me. I'm going to go for this. Please don't look. No looking. Don't look, Reece. But there'll be something else to it, and I think it'll be probably that. All right. Do not look, Reece, but I'd like you to... Oh, you know what? I'm going to change it. I'm going to change it. Don't look. Oh, God. It's going to be something, either that or... it's the little details. I'm not sure. There'll be some little detail. All right, Reece. Into the microphone, nice and clearly. What did you draw?
Cat.
A cat?
Yes.
Wait, hang on. Any details?
Stripy cat.
Stripy cat! Oh, it was the... Show me. Show me what you got. Show me. Oh, I'm going to give myself that. It was the first one. Reece, look, I'll show you. I got rid of it, but I did do that one first. Thank you very much indeed, Reece. I'll let you get back. Reece Shearsmith, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Many things we misread as meaningful are quite ordinary coincidences. For example, it's not unlikely that occasionally someone will phone you after you've been thinking about them. But we give these things value to make sense of our lives. If you'd like to have a seat, Jane. Okay. Jonathan. Thank you. Thank you both very much indeed. Before we start, it's very important you have a playing card in your mind, all right? So I want this to be a free choice. So colour-wise, you've got red or black, so which would you rather have?
Red.
Red, which is diamonds and hearts. Any preferred suit out of those two?
Hearts.
Hearts, okay. And number-wise, so you've got between 1 and 10. But not 3, because there are 3 of us, but a number?
7.
7, okay, so 7 of hearts, all right? You happy to...
Yeah.
Have that card in your mind as we do it?
Yeah.
Happy that was a free choice?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Jonathan as well, if you can think of the 7 of hearts as well for me. Excellent. You've got a deck of cards in front of you. Now, you'll notice I've been delightful enough to put these into new deck order so you can see that they're all there. Do have a look and check that they are indeed all present. Happy with that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'd like you to gather up the cards for me and take them under the table and to shuffle them under the table as best as you can without dropping any. Please bear in mind, at no point during this am I going to touch those cards. All right, those will now remain in your hands throughout all of this. Okay, great. While you do that, and feel free to stop whenever you like, I'm going to tell you 3 stories. 3 stories of coincidence. I promise you these are absolutely real. As far as I know, these stories did happen. Also, let me ask you, how long have you two been together for?
72 years.
I think it's about 18 years.
Is it 18 years?
Yeah.
It is that long?
I'm doing it dog years.
The reason why I ask is that these stories also tie in with the idea of relationships and what goes on between people. All right? The first tale of coincidence, the first one of the 3, this was told to me by my flatmate, Stephen, who I live with in Bristol. And he'd been going out with a girl called Marie, and they were sitting on this park bench at a place called Brandon Hill in Bristol, looking up at a very starry sky. Marie said that she'd never seen a shooting star. So Stephen's like, well, we should wish for one, and they do. They're mucking around, but they wish for it out loud. And no sooner were those words out their mouth than a big shooting star shot across the sky. And, you know, they're dumbfounded. You know, Stephen comes back and tells me this story and is almost in tears. And you think on the one hand, oh, that's amazing, and you love it, but on the, you're sort of also thinking in the back of your mind, well, yes, but aren't there shooting stars every 10 minutes, and you don't normally notice them? But you kind of don't want to say, well, it's just a coincidence, because it's coincidences like that that can absolutely make people fall in love that you could base a 10-year relationship on. I don't think for them it was. I think maybe he went down on her that night, but I don't think they ever saw each other again. But it's a lovely story. You've got the cards under the table. I'd like you to please reach in and pull out a card, turn it around, and put it back in so it goes in the wrong way. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So all the others are face up and one's going back in face down. Does that make sense? Have you done that?
Yeah.
Great, and then give them another little mix for me. The second story of coincidence, this is more amazing. It's absolutely true. Again, this was a guy who worked for a car repair service that we can't name, who was out in the middle of the night, and this is in the middle of nowhere, all right, fixes the car that he has to deal with, and is then walking back to his van. The car is now driven off, and he walks past a phone box, and the phone starts ringing in the box. So he's in the middle of nowhere, he goes in and answers it and picks it up, and it's his wife. And she's saying, oh, can you remember to pick up some bread and some milk on the way home? And he says, well, yeah, okay, but how did you know to ring this number? And she says, no, I just rang your new mobile number. And he's like, no, you just rang a phone box in the middle of nowhere. And she says, no, I called. And she gets this bit of paper. And she realises she hasn't called his mobile number. What she's done, weirdly, she's got his payroll number written down, and she's called that number instead of his mobile number. And his payroll number just happened to be the number of a phone box, which also happened to be the same phone box he happened to be walking past at that time. It's amazing. And it really is difficult to dismiss that just as a coincidence, because it's easier somehow to believe, emotionally certainly, that people in some sort of relationship, when they're in love or together, maybe some communication goes on between them, which the rest of us don't get in on somehow. All right. So you've got the cards under the table. You've got one card around the wrong way. Yep, one card around the wrong way. Please do give them another little mix so you know they're all shuffled. The third tale of coincidence, I'm not going to tell you, but I'm hoping that you'll be telling everybody this story tomorrow. The card that you've both been thinking of, it was the...
Seven of Hearts.
The Seven of Hearts, is that right?
Seven of Hearts, it was, yeah.
We'll just bring the cards out from underneath, put them face up on the table. And if you just face up, that's right. Just, I don't want to touch them, but just spread them out. You should each have a card face down. Just give them a good spread. Do you want to just find that card?
Oh, there it is. Yep.
And if you just want to move that forward and move that forward for me.
Oh, that's mine.
Excellent. You want to turn that one over, James?
Sure.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Big moment. Come on.
No.
Through love, you and me.
No. That's extraordinary.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh.
A pleasure.
Wow, fantastic.
I'm so startled. I could not begin to imagine, and I can only assume that Derren has some sort of
Because
special
normally the
powers.
card is forced on you in some way. When people,
Yeah.
they hold out the cards. I don't know how they do even that, but you know they force it on you in some way.
The fact that the deck of cards never left my hands.
Never
under
left the table, then under her hands. I don't know how he did it. I'm amazed.
I don't understand.
When I had to turn my card over, I still, up until the moment when I turned it, still didn't think it would be the Seven of Hearts. I kind of knew it probably would be, because I know how good Derren is. I don't know how he does it, but at the same time, every logical fibre of my being was saying it cannot possibly be the Seven of Hearts because you shuffled them.
And the fact that we both completely had free will in turning in the card that we turned over, and
you chose via free will. Probably a microchip in it. Yes, that's how he does it. It's covered in honey.
So hopefully we've started to get Jodie to associate the feelings of guilt with the squeeze on the shoulder and the sound of the bell. Now, normally those feelings of needless guilt come because we've transgressed some rule laid down by an authority figure, whether it's a parent or God or whoever it is. So we need an authority figure, somebody that Jodie really admires. We know that he's a big fan of the Australian comedian and musician Tim Minchin. So Tim is here to provide some entertainment at the conference, but to also play a major part in Jodie's conditioning.
You're happy for me to go as far as I want. What I'm not doing is saying, no, there was nothing. It was like, I miss her.
Jodie has no knowledge that his hero is coming tonight.
Nice to see you again. You're all right. Yeah, exactly.
Nice to see you. Yeah, good.
Good. So glad you made it. Hi.
Sorry.
Hi. This is Tim. This is Jodie and Ellie.
Do you know what the most surreal thing is? That I've actually got a DVD of yours in my
your bag.
suitcase.
In your suitcase.
No.
That's a little bit.
That's a little bit surreal. Yeah.
Okay, so the plan tonight is to make Jody feel that he has really offended somebody that he massively admires. And that will create a very powerful feeling of guilt and further embed those guilt triggers.
I've been studying so hard in the last year of my final year of university. I was disappointed because I wanted to come and see you in London.
Oh, right.
I know you were gigging in London recently. And when are you next going to be in England?
It'll probably be a while before I do another tour.
Right. Damn.
Good.
Okay, so although Jody's done nothing wrong, the actors are now going to make him feel really guilty.
I think he just upset him.
Oh my God.
I did look a bit upset.
His face changed a bit. It's like, yeah. What did I say? It sounded very much like you said, don't be a and that's when his face changed and he walked off, didn't he?
It did. It really did. I mean, I know you might use that sort of language at home, but I would find that really quite offensive.
I mean, I would as well.
I'm sure you called him a I'm sure
I didn't even mean to say that. I didn't say it. I didn't even know what I was saying.
You might have said hunt or I don't know why you'd say hunt, but it might have been.
I thought it was just...
You were feeling bad?
I feel terrible.
He looked quite upset.
He did.
I'll be 2 minutes.
Are we okay?
Did the gentleman with the longer hair...
Oh, you mean Mr. Minchin?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's just popped out for a few minutes.
He's popped outside?
I think so. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure which way.
Okay. Is he going off to Florentine? Cool. Don't go out. Don't go outside. Ali. Nick, he's left. We don't want him coming round here. Nick, get him back inside the house. He might head round to where we are.
Guys, keep an eye on those cameras. See if he's coming around the front.
Well, he might not come down. I feel I might have offended him.
You right, mate?
Honestly, we were just having a conversation with Tim, and we were talking, and I thought it was all casual and pleasant, and then suddenly he walked off, and the Reverend said that it sounded like I said to him that he was a and I would never say that.
Now, I've always been a big fan of Pop Idol, so I was very excited to learn that Simon Callow had agreed to come on the show. So it's never been here before?
Nope.
Nope. Me neither. No. There was a stately home, now used primarily as an art gallery.
Yeah, beautiful.
When we go in, what I've done, I paint portraits, and we've put some of mine up in a room. We'll have a cursory look at them, and then we'll sit down and get into the thing that I'd like to do with you. So, these are they.
Oh, fantastic. Love you. Awesome.
Thank you very much. Yes, of course. Yes, of course.
Yes, indeed.
You just had a new one out.
My friend?
Of course, yes. And your good self over there.
Oh, very nice.
A younger, more beardy incarnation. Actually, don't look at it too much for now.
Right.
I've got a reason. If you take a seat for me.
Yes. Yeah.
One of the reasons why I like painting these things is because I'm interested in, I suppose, in how much we pick up from people's faces and how much we read, in particular from the eyes.
Yes.
Because there's so much that we read from a person and pick up at an entirely unconscious level, just purely from the eyes. And what I'd like you to do is to look at mine, and I will look at yours, and I'm going to try and transmit something to you, which will be a word. I'm going to ask you to sort of relax a bit and put your hands by your sides. Thank you. So it's a word that I'm thinking of, which I'm going to try and send to you. It is 4 letters long. All right? It's not a rude word, it is 4 letters long. And very important that at the moment we just verify that I haven't, until this point right now, given you any indication what we're going to be doing today at all.
None.
So I haven't asked you to consider any words, nor asked you to or put any words in your head, or anything like that at all.
No.
Great, okay. It's important these things happen right now as we're talking. Good. So if I asked you what the word is that I'm thinking of, it would be impossible for you to know right now unless you just guessed, all right?
Yeah.
But rather than you thinking it is impossible, what I'd like you to do, Simon, is to sort of just imagine, just sort of almost sort of play the role that you did know, as if it was something easy, as if you had the ability to read my mind. So it becomes an easy thing for you, like a game that we're playing. So if I told you, for example, that I'm sending you the first letter now, and I'm concentrating on the first letter of this 4-letter word, and instead of thinking that sounds impossible, you just go for whatever letter feels right, as if you just know the first letter. So the first letter is, what is that?
Ah.
Ah, very good, exactly. So that's just an easy thing, just comes to your mind without you having to worry about it. So now just start to turn that in your mind into into a word. You've got the first letter, and there could be various four-letter words beginning with R. What's the second letter of that four-letter word?
A.
No, it's not. Okay, just take a second. Do keep your eyes open, but just reconsider that. So after the second letter of the word, it's not an A. I think you're just perhaps a little quick off the mark. What's the second letter?
O.
O, very good. Excellent. So you've got R and O. Now there are various options, various four-letter words beginning with R and O, but what is sticking in your mind at the moment? It has nothing to do with the environment we're in, by the way. Not that I can think of anything that might be influenced by the environment. Not that you'd be aware of at a conscious level. What's the word?
You want to say the word?
Yes.
Road.
Road. R-O-A-D.
Yes.
As in a street, a road,
Exactly.
yes? Not
Yes.
R-O-D-E, R-O-A-D.
No, R-O-A-D.
R-O-A-D. Now, that word, as far as you're concerned, just popped into your mind as I was talking to you?
Yes.
Nothing you'd considered before?
No.
Okay. And are you aware of anything since we've met that might have influenced you? Just come and have another look at the painting with me, but nothing you're aware of that could have influenced you to choose that word?
No.
Felt entirely fair and free?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't give you much of a chance to look at this earlier on, and I had my reasons for it. If you just come in a little bit closer, I don't know if you can see anything at all strange about it. Can you see just in the eye there?
No, I can't without my glasses.
Put your glasses on. Can you read it?
I can.
R-O-A-D.
Road, it says.
R-O-A-D. It is painted in the picture.
That's extraordinary. That's amazing.
And when you saw the picture just as you came in, you weren't consciously aware of... You shouldn't. It's so faint. No, you didn't even... Exactly. So you wouldn't have been able to read it. Had a contact, and that really is something. It's not. You can see it's not. It's not stuck on. That is.
That's that.
Oh, fantastic! You proved a delightful and responsive subject. Thank you, Simon. Thank you very much indeed.
I had a word starting with R. It was actually the word raft, and then it sort of morphed in my mind into a road. He couldn't have got up and done it, for example, since I uttered the word. No, no way at all. It's what it is. It's there, clearly written in my right pupil.
No, Krishnan, could I ask you to stand up for a second? Thank you very much. And let's, yeah, actually, I think you'd be absolutely perfect. Would you head up here for me, Krishnan, ladies and gentlemen? Up you come. Just say head around here for me. Can I ask you just to come and stand right there for me, right there. Excellent. Okay, thank you very much. Actually, just turn and face me. Thank you very much. Krishnan, look at me just for a second and just relax there and just sleep down there for a second. As you do this, you just need to focus on me for a second. I'm not really going to hypnotize you. All I'm going to do is just placing you into a state where you can really focus and concentrate on what I'm doing. So as you do this, and just listen to my voice right there in the center of your head and take a moment just to carry on sinking and drifting and just floating down so you can really understand what I'm telling you, so these words really make sense to you. Here's what you're going to do. I want you to think of a phone number that you know. Don't say anything out loud, but please, Krishnan, obviously don't go for your own phone number or one of anyone that's very close to you, anything that you think I could know or have found out. So take a moment to just go through different numbers in your mind and then just find one and settle on one. Okay, I'm going to do this slightly differently with you, I think. I think I'd like you just to pick 2 digits from that phone number. They don't need to be next to each other, just get them in your head, good. And just lock those in your head for me, good, I can see you've done that. Lovely, focus on those 2 for me. And what I want you to do now, Krishnan, irrespective of what you've believed up to this point, you can absolutely believe for me now that you can take those thoughts, those numbers, and send them from your mind into somebody else's. And I know then that you will enter into this with concentration and imagination, and that is all that I ask you to do. So here's what I'd like you to do now. Just take a few seconds just to very slowly reorientate yourself back to this room. And when you're quite ready, I'd like you to open your eyes and stand up straight again. I'll take your hand, put it down there. You all right? Mm-hmm. Excellent, thank you very much. All right, I'm going to get you to write those numbers down, I think, so they don't come out of your head. And again, if we need to, we can prove that really is what you were thinking of, if anybody doubts you later on. All right, please do that now. Again, I will look the other way. Obviously, don't let me see. Don't let anybody in the audience see either. Don't you think anyone could see and then let me know. This is entirely private just for you.
Okay.
Done that?
Done.
Just fold a bit of paper up, please.
Yep.
Again, I make this point, it's very important, because if I'm going to get you to write it down, you need to know I can't see it. We just hold it in your hand. You cannot see through there.
No.
You cannot see what number's written. All right? Then put it in your pocket, please, and you can get it out of the way. That's great. Okay. All right, here's what I want you to do. We're going to choose a lady, actually, to come up here with you. So let's just do this first. Where's the kitten at the moment? Kitten's up there, great. Will you throw it? I will take the nearest lady, so wherever it lands, we'll just pass it to the nearest lady. Give it a throw anywhere you like. Actually, let's give it another throw as well, just to get it out of this central block. And also, that's my mother, so that would be Great, stand up for me. What's your name?
Charlie.
Charlie, very good to meet you. Why don't you leave the kitten there and head up here. Charlie, ladies and gentlemen, come and sit in the chair there for me. Thank you very much indeed. Charlie, if you just take a seat over there for me. Excellent, and put your feet flat on the floor. Great. Face the front for a moment, then look up at me. Take a deep breath in, and then sleep. And just sink right the way down and right the way deep. And right the way sound asleep. Again, still hearing, understanding everything that I do. And again, I'm not really hypnotizing you. I'm synchronizing you over here with Krishnan. So this will allow it to work. So as you do this for me, I want you to remain in that state. But at the same time, I'm just going to sit you back a little bit in the chair. And you can let this even relax you even more because you can become more comfortable. Good. As you stay there for me, I'm going to place a blindfold on you. So you know that Charlie is not going to receive any clues that she shouldn't, any visual clues. So I'm going to put this on you. I know I'm going to catch all your hair up, but it will only be for a second. Okay, I'm also going to give you a whiteboard and a pen. And what I'd like you to do for me, just for a moment, let me just give you this to hold. So you're going to hold that there, it's a whiteboard, and that there. Also going to give you a pen. Please mind your fingers on the nib. I'll just give it to you like that. You're going to place that against the board like that for me. Perfect. All right, Charlie, let me explain what I want you to do. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to start counting out loud, backwards, from 500. You don't have to go all the way to 0, and it doesn't matter if you lose track. You can just carry on from wherever feels right. But what's important is that as you do this, as you count out loud, you're just going to allow the pen to move at the same time. So in other words, you're consciously focusing on the counting, but unconsciously you're letting your hand write whatever it's going to write, okay? So you only focus on the counting, but you must keep the pen moving and writing, drawing, scribbling, whatever. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, don't start yet. You'll start when I tell you to, all right? Stay there for a second for me. Krishnan, if you could just face the front for me. You've got 2 digits in your head. You're going to send these 2 digits across to Charlie. Take a moment just to turn and look at Charlie. And then look back there again. And I want you to start sending those 2 numbers just in your head. You say nothing out loud. Start sending them now. Charlie, start counting now, out loud. 500, out loud.
500,
499, 498. Keep counting, start the pen moving. You're sending those 2 numbers across now. So in your mind, you're sending them across the stage, starting to turn up the volume. Keep the pen moving. Keep the pen moving, Charlie. Moving. And 496, 495, 494. Keep counting. One and then the other, over and over and over again. Until you're turning up the volume so loud that it's as if you're screaming the matter. Screaming like you want to pick her up and shake them. Keep going. Keep counting. Keep counting. Screaming the matter in your mind what those numbers are. Over and over again and over and over again. Then both of you stop right there. Both of you stop. Okay. I don't want you seeing what she wrote. I'm going to ask you just to face this way for a second, Krishnan. Please don't look. All right, just keep those 2 numbers in your head for a moment. Okay. All right, I'm going to take the pen off you. Just let that hand just relax on your lap. And put the hand on the lap as well. All right, okay. If you see a number here, please don't say anything. I can sort of see 1, and I'm not sure about this one here. If I let the camera see that too, I would say, and you've got to help me out if you think I'm wrong, but please don't say anything out loud. This one here is probably that. Would you go with that? We've got that first. So can you guys see that too? The second one could be twice that, or there is a sense of it being that as well. Yeah? You think that as well? Okay. Would you go with that? Can you guys see over there as well? Yes? Okay. Just going to give you this to hold. And that there as well. Okay, I think I'm just going to write these up on the board just so you guys can all see what we're looking at. We're looking at one of those. Pretty much definitely. And then either that or maybe that. Yep. Krishnan, please, no peeking. Face the front for me. This may not work. Let me get you the mic. Stay right there. This may not work. All right, Krishnan, you were trying to send 2 numbers across there, okay? Without looking at what she's written, what was the first... Actually, what was the second number you were trying to send?
5.
Okay, we'll allow ourselves that. And what was the first number?
4.
Then you got it absolutely spot on. Krishnan, thank you so very, very much. Hang on a second. Sorry.
There's something even weirder, which is the telephone number that has come from is somebody called Charlie.
Really? Who can explain these things? Thank you very much indeed. Krishnan, ladies and gentlemen, back you go. Thank you so much. And let me just take this off. You take a few seconds just to come back. You all right? You back with us? Refreshed? That you did get it. You pretty much got it. Thank you. Thank you so much, Charlie, ladies and gentlemen. Back you go. Well done, Charlie. Imagine if instead of trying to work out what your complicated friends want for their birthdays, you could just go out and get whatever you like and then convince them that that's what they want, life would be so much easier. And if you come and take a seat just over here, that'd be great. Just there.
Just here.
Thank you very much. Excellent. So, we spoke on the phone a few days ago.
Yes.
And I asked you to write down something you'd like for your birthday.
Yes.
I also asked you to sign the back of it when I spoke to you and gave you these instructions, so that basically when you brought it with you today, which I hope you have done, you know that no one's going to steam it open or switch it or do anything with it.
Absolutely.
All kept secret?
Very much so.
Excellent. All right. Well, I have bought you a present. Now, don't get overexcited. It is in the big box behind you.
Right.
Right. It may be a small present in a big box.
Right.
Or it may be a big present in a big box.
Okay.
The size of the box will not necessarily give you any clues.
Sure.
All right. When you walk into a shop and you see something that you know you have to have, what is that feeling like? Describe it for me.
I guess it's quite sort of sudden, and you sort of you have a definite positivity about it, and often you'll go away and see other things, but then you come back to the thing you saw first, and
Excellent.
it's like, you know.
Well, just take that feeling and just sort of amplify it a bit for me, because it is a really good feeling. It's important to understand that feeling of positivity that you describe. Okay. And also, very nice to meet you, and thank you for coming on the show. Let me explain to you how I buy gifts or presents for people, all right? And this is the best way to handle, bar none, the problem of, you know, what to settle for when you're going to buy gifts for somebody that's a little bit difficult to buy for, all right? Now, what I do is, rather than recycle the same sort of two tired bottles of wine or box of chocolates, which are no fun to receive, I go out and I buy anything, and then I make that person fall in love with it, all right, by creating a strong feeling of desire for that object. Does that make sense? Yes. Yeah? And it absolutely works. They get all sort of pumped up, you know, they get that feeling of that positivity you were describing, they beam excitement for it. And, you know, it's a win-win thing, because they get a present that they love, and, you know, I get rid of some stuff out the back of my kitchen cupboard or whatever. What I want you to really understand about this, because it's important, is that that feeling is so strong, can be so extreme, that it can replace the memory of what they actually wanted. So even though 2 days before they may have said, I want X, whatever that is, you know, like a really nice car, like a BM or an Xbox or something like that, something they really wanted, suddenly now they think they always wanted what I got them. You know, and they're like, well, why would I want another car or an Xbox? That'd be useless to me. And suddenly this thing is useless to them because they're so delighted and surprised by what I got them that they forget what they originally wanted. Does that make sense? It actually replaces that memory.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent, cool. Good, so, you can have anything you like. What's your dream present?
A BMX bike.
A BMX bike?
Yes.
That'd be fantastic. And that would make you feel great, wouldn't it?
It would fulfill a childhood dream.
Really? Is it a childhood dream to have one?
I never got one when I was a kid.
You never got one when you were a kid, so it'd be great to have one. Okay. Do you want to have a look?
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Come and have a look. Ready?
Yes.
What colour BMX? What did you have in mind?
Red.
Red?
Yeah.
Have a look. You want to grab that?
Good, nice and light.
Yeah. Let's just put it over here. Sort of thing you had in mind?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was this really a childhood dream to have one?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, you got all red.
I'm just amazed. I was just slightly odd.
I'm delighted. Well, happy birthday. I hope it's...
Thank you very much.
I don't know a lot about bikes, so I hope it's the right sort. And out of interest, what did you write?
I've got it with me if I still...
And what did you
I
write?
wrote a BMX bike is what I wrote.
So when you came in here, you wanting a BMX bike?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Now, that's probably not the case. If you can detach yourself from what's happened here a little bit, was it really a BMX bike you wanted when you came in?
That's what I'd written down, yeah.
You may have done, but that's very unlikely. Are you sure? If you think back, are you sure you're right? BMX bike is what you want. That absolutely feels right, doesn't it, when you think about what you want?
Yeah, absolutely, because that's what I wrote down, and that's why I'm so flabbergasted that it's there.
Take it out, have a look. No one's touched this, have they? Where's it been? Where's it been since you wrote it?
It's been in my wallet.
In your wallet? Go on, have a look.
No, even... I'm shaking.
Let's just have a look at the back. You signed your name across it. This is the date and the time?
It was 1:10 on Saturday.
1:10 last Saturday, okay. But genuinely, no one's touched this since you wrote it?
No, because I signed it over here so you couldn't do it.
Let's just have a look. What's it say?
Leather jacket.
Leather jacket. Did you want leather jacket?
No, I wanted a BMX.
So why did you write leather jacket?
I didn't.
You didn't write leather jacket? That's your handwriting,
That's my handwriting as well.
This is what you want,
This is what I want, yeah.
All right, any idea why you wrote that?
No.
That gives you that feeling of
Yes.
spontaneous positivity. That, yes? Not this, you don't want that, that's useless to you.
Absolutely.
So you're happy with your present? As am I. Congratulations and happy birthday again. Excellent. Thank you very much.
Oh my God. I'm genuinely a bit freaked out, in a nice way. I came in here thinking, if I can suss this out, if there's some kind of thing going on that you know, I can work out logically, I'm just going to do it, and, you know, I'm not going to be an arse about it. I'm going to play along, and but I'm stunned. That's definitely my right, and that's my J, and I've got no need for a leather jacket, and I don't know what's going on. What's my name? He's going to have me in a pickle jar by 2. I know it.
Okay. Hold on to that. Okay, how much have you got? Count what you've got.
Hold that one. 30.
30 quid?
Yeah. 32.
32, yeah, go on, keep it going. Yeah, 32, 50.
33.50.
Good for you, it's a lot of money. Have a look at what I wrote. 33.50. And I wrote?
£4.50.
£4.50, which is wrong.
Yes.
Which means, after a hard day in doing this and not losing once, what are you going to spend it on?
Clothes maybe. I don't know.
Clothes. Invest it wisely.
Thank you.
Very sensible. Congratulations, Zach. I'll get that off you again. No, congratulations.
At first I thought maybe I wouldn't get the £100, but then when I got it, I was just like, oh yeah.
So if you found yourself wanting a BMX too, this is probably why. Very nice to meet you and thank you for coming on the show. Let me explain to you how I bike gifts or presents for people, all right? And this is the best way to handle, bar none, the problem of, you know, what to settle for when you're going to buy gifts for somebody that's a little bit difficult to buy for, all right? Now, what I do is rather than recycle the same sort of 2 tired bottles of wine or box of chocolates, which are no fun to receive, I go out and I buy anything, and then I make that person fall in love with it, all right, by creating a strong feeling of desire for that object. Does that make sense? Yes. Yeah? And it absolutely works. They get all sort of pumped up, you know, they get that feeling of that positivity you were describing, they beam excitement for it. And, you know, it's a win-win thing, because they get a present that they love, and, you know, I get rid of some stuff out the back of my kitchen cupboard or whatever. But what I want you to really understand about this is that that feeling is so strong, can be so extreme, that it can replace the memory of what they actually wanted. So even though 2 days before they may have said, I want X, whatever that is, you know, like a really nice car, like a BM or an Xbox or something like that, something they really wanted, suddenly now they think they always wanted what I got them. Does that make sense? Yes. Yeah, yes. Excellent, cool. Good, so, you can have anything you like. What's your dream present?
The BMX bike.